my channel. And if you're new here, my name is Ruby and welcome to my channel. Here I talk about a lot of things from language learning, sharing my own personal language learning journey. And I also love to talk about things such as mindset, manifestation, self-growth, and all that good jazz. So if that resonates with you, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos each week. So in this particular video, if you saw my last video on why you should focus on self-growth and learning more about you and improving the quality of your life and all that good jazz, you know that I said I was going to post this video on why you should learn a language if you have not started to, because I know my channel is quite unique in the sense that I don't particularly focus on one thing. Like, it's not just language learning. I really love sharing about the things that I feel I'm very passionate about and have had a huge impact in my life, in hopes that it can be something that can be of inspiration to you and can help you really step into like becoming the best possible version of yourself, because at the end of the day, that's all that we want, right? And honestly, there's so much value in learning a language. And so here I will be talking about my own personal experience as to what I have gained from learning a language, in hopes that maybe it'll inspire you to consider the idea of, hey, maybe I should learn a new language. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So we know that, of course, there are benefits to your brain when you learn a new language. Like, I'm not gonna go super deep into that. Just to give you a simple summary of that is, yeah, when you do learn a new language, your brain develops more gray matter, which is good because it decreases your chance of developing things later on in life like Alzheimer's, dementia, which is great. And it helps improve your memory and all that good jazz. It helps increase your chances of doing better in like English, math, any other subject in school, which I think is great, right? So that's already a good thing just from your brain. But I'm gonna go beyond the brain now, focusing on my own personal experience of what I have gained from learning new languages. So the number one thing that I have gained is excitement, honestly, because it's so exciting, the thought of just being able to learn a new language, because it gives you the opportunity to connect with new and different people. You guys, I have met so many different people from around the world, from Germany, from France, and it's so awesome just being able to connect with these people and cultivate friendships, because as they help you with your target languages, you can help them with their target language, and I think that's really awesome. Other thing that I love is just how happy people become when you actually speak in their native language. Like, I have a beautiful, lovely story. So one time, I went to the office of a lawyer with my mom, and I was there kind of serving as a translator because the lawyer didn't speak Spanish. So I was just translating between them. And then at the end of it, he had said, gee, I wish I would have been more useful. Like, if this would have been from English to German, that would have been no problem for me. And that was during the time I had just started learning German. So I was like, oh, ich spreche ein bisschen Deutsch. And his face just lit up and he was like, oh, blah, blah, blah. I was like, whoa, 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 whoa. Like, you know, like, I said, I'm bisschen Deutsch, dude. And, you know, he was like so happy, but it made me happy because it's so crazy how happy people become when you actually speak in their native language. Like, who wouldn't feel happy, right? Because it's like, wow, like, look at this person, you know, foreigner or whatever, and they speak my language. And I think it's a beautiful thing, like, to be able to travel to these parts of the world and then actually make an effort to speak to the individuals in their native language. I think it's such a beautiful thing, and honestly, it just makes my heart so happy. So that's another reason why I personally love language learning, and I hope would inspire you to also give it a shot. And the other thing is, you learn more about the country and the culture. You get to listen to these people's stories and learn more about, you know, a whole different world. I feel like the downside about the US is that I feel like, and this is just from my own personal experience and what I have observed, I can be completely wrong, but this is just what I've observed, it's that language learning isn't something that's really pushed on people. It's more like, I feel like a lot of times, like, I've heard people around me that have said that counselors at school tell them, like, oh, like, you don't need to learn a language, like, it's not like a general, like, you know, class you really need for your major or whatever. And honestly, it sucks, you know. That's what I love about like other countries, like especially in European countries, is that they actually have their students learn different languages. Like, yes, I know English is a language that's the most common language in the world or whatever, but why settle, you know? Like, it doesn't mean everyone in the world speaks English. There are people out there that don't speak English, and you know, what a shame to miss out on the opportunity of getting to know other people because of that language barrier. You know what I mean? So I think it's great to keep an open mind and to remember that even though English is the most commonly spoken language in the world, there are people out there who don't speak it. And how cool it is to actually make an effort to speak with other people in a language that isn't English. Now, the other thing that I did mention right now is career opportunities, because, you know, counselors say like, oh, you know, you don't need it or whatever. Even so, like, I don't want the focus to be just on career or anything, but there definitely is that aspect that by having these languages under your belt, you do create these doors of opportunities for yourself and being able to acquire more jobs because you're bilingual or trilingual or whatever the heck it is, you know? And I think that's cool. Like, for me personally, I'm a music major, right? I studied voice performance, classical music, and like the thing for me is that I love learning languages. Like, I genuinely love it, but I think what's even more awesome is how they actually go hand in hand with voice, because you have music in German, Italian, French, Russian, like all these different languages in the classical repertoire. And I think for me, it just inspires me more, because I know that it'll also give me like a leg up if I ever decide to teach or do some other thing. Because for me, I feel like if I do become a teacher, I really want to be able to help my students to the best of my ability when it comes to pronunciation, helping them understand the song and the meaning behind it. Because it's not just about singing or hitting these notes, it's also about putting meaning, putting that emotion, you know what I mean? Stepping into that character. And for me, like, I definitely don't want to butcher up a language when I sing, and I'm sure I have in the past, but I do my best to improve because I really want to be the best that I can be and help the people around me be the best that they can be as well. And honestly, I think that's all that I can think of right now that comes to my mind. I'm sure there are probably other things that I missed. I didn't write this down. I'm really just speaking from the heart because I think it's just awesome being able to connect with people. I can't tell you how many times, like, being able to speak Spanish, for example, has helped me because I've been able to help people around me who maybe didn't know English and be able to like help translate for them and all that stuff. And it just feels good being able to help other people and connect with them and just being of service. And honestly, you guys, I hope that you were inspired by the idea of possibly learning a new language, because it's just a beautiful thing, you know? And oh, I remembered, okay. So one of my favorite YouTubers that I love that talks about language learning, Steve Kaufman, I remember I watched a video of his and how he mentioned that it's how he like always learns something about the language from the country he's gonna go visit. And he mentioned how like it's important to know something, because like what if one day you're driving and you end up stranded in the middle of nowhere and then you call for help, but the other person on the other line doesn't speak an ounce of English? Like, what are you gonna do? You know, like, I don't know, it just made me think like, oh shit, like that's actually true. Like, there's so much truth to that, you know? Like, even if you don't learn the whole entire language, I think it's cool to learn something about a language, you know? Especially if you're gonna go visit the country, because you never know. Shit happens, shit goes down, so just be prepared, you know? And yeah, that's the main one that was in my head, but it came, so yay! So anyways, you guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please don't forget to give this video a big thumbs up and to subscribe to my channel for more upcoming videos each week. Thank you guys so much, and I will see you guys in the next one.